Hello guys, do you remember this guy?
Would you have?
7, because we have 7 windows.
What
This
happens if
guy
you get a
over
leak
here.
on that?
Then you have a leak.
Then
You just have a leak.
And what you would do
you
is...
lose air.
Yeah,
you
would...
lose air, you die, pretty much. He was this guy was in space, and he's talking like in plural.
probably seal the whole cupola off.
Probably seal the whole cupola off. Probably just shoot yourself and die quickly or something.
And then there's...
And then it's what I'm gonna tell this guy. Like, he surprised you with the question. They did not train you for this?
probably a plan, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's probably a plan for replacing the...
Yeah, plan he doesn't know on the top of his head, because, I mean, no one would assume such a thing here in the space in a vacuum. And wow, you just don't know what's on the top of your head. That should be your like everyday fear and concern while like you're allegedly in the space.
The mechanism might require a spacewalk.
So my question is,
Might require a spacewalk. Okay, let's go back here. Anyway, this guy supposedly invented something. That's one thing that actually NASA invented, you know. They invented, like, this is probably why America paid this much money for a space station to people, for people up there have like a great experience drinking coffee.
These, a bag with a straw. One problem, there's no smell. No, I find half the joy
like,
of
you
drinking
have to
coffee
smell the
is
coffee,
the aromatic
otherwise you
bouquet
can't taste
as
it.
you drink it. So fellow astronaut Don Pettit came up with the solution and helped co-invent the first ever microgravity space coffee cup to enhance your coffee drinking experience on the ISS. So here's my good buddy Don Pettit explaining his ingenious, and that's more than genius, solution to the ISS coffee dilemma. I love that guy.
So ingenious is like better than genius. That's mean like something insufficient is better than something sufficient. Isn't it like the same? I mean, that doesn't make sense. It should be the opposite. Anyway.
A normal coffee cup or a normal open container just simply won't work in a weightless environment, because the liquid will be in the bottom of the cup and you tip it up and it still stays in the bottom of the cup. If you move it around too violently, it'll all splash out and make a big mess. So we end up having to drink our beverages through a straw from a bag. Makes you feel like you're a big insect sucking the juices from another insect. I wanted...
Okay, so apparently sucking juices out of a tube from a container makes you feel like an insect who's sucking like the fluids from another insect. Like another insect, not a container. And I mean, why? I mean, that's mean everyone who drinks like juice, like kids' juice or any kind of you know, canned drinks, just an insect then. I mean, that's like, it's, if this is a reason, I mean, this shouldn't have been invented.
For some of us, at least 40 hours of our week is spent sitting behind a desk at the office. So to see what office workers think of the Hawaii chair, we sent Aaron Lee to work.
You know, that's how absurd this is.
To see if I could figure out a way to have an open container cup in a weightless environment which would allow you to drink your tea and your coffee in a manner that's commensurate with how people drink their beverages on Earth. Taking some of my surface chemistry that I learned in...
Yeah, you want to... This is like a big problem that, you know, it's unfair to drink coffee differently from those people on Earth. Why don't you make a magnet boot to walk like with while sticking to the ground like on Earth then? If I mean, if that's a big problem to you.
In college, I devised a cup with a special shape. The cross-section looks kind of like an airplane wing, where it has a cusp, and the cusp will, from doing a spacewalk or something and you want to celebrate a little bit, if you have a real cup, an open container, it's so ingrained in human beings, it's so ingrained in culture, it adds back the dimension of what it's like to be.
Oh, so you're coming from like a spacewalk and you just want to open container coffee or tea because you're human, you deserve it, you know. It's one of the things that, you know, NASA cannot, or the astronauts cannot live without. You know, the smell of the coffee.
It adds back the dimension of what it's like to be a human being in a civilized way.
Let's get some first-time reactions.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
That feels great on my ass.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.